Hi, my name is Janie Berg, and this is my persuasive speech titled, Are Pit Bulls a Vicious Breed? Since I was little, I've always grown up with a dog. I've had 3 labs in my life, and currently my parents own a golden doodle. Needless to say, I love dogs, and I have a special place in my heart, especially for labs. I think they're loyal dogs, and I think they're the best of friends, honestly. I've been married just about 5 months now, and my husband is not much of a dog lover. I've been trying to convince him, let's get a dog at some point. We both can agree that we don't want a dog anytime soon, but at some point when we start to have kids, we would like to have a dog around the house. His only argument and his only exception of getting a dog is if it is going to be a pit bull. And the first time he told me that, I said, there is no way I'm getting a pit bull. Especially if we're having kids, I'm not going to have a pit bull around the house because they're aggressive, they're mean, they're going to attack my kids, and they're just not that cute. He kept arguing with me, and he kept trying to convince me of getting this pit bull. I was not all for it. I did not want to get a pit bull. But the more he's tried to convince me, the more I've done my research. And I'm here to tell you today that that is just a myth. It's not necessarily true that pit bulls are aggressive. Yes, they're usually bred and selected for their fighting ability, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to be aggressive and attack everything that comes in their way. Now, if you're like me, you probably think the same, of that pit bulls are aggressive and they're going to attack, and most fights or most attacks are from pit bulls. Pit bulls, like I said, were bred to fight. That doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't peaceful with humans and other dogs. Marcy Setter of the Pit Bull Rescue Center says this: there is not any breed of dog that is inherently more dangerous. So it's interesting because pit bulls are a member of the terrier dog group. Okay, just a little background. Their actual breeds are called American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, American Bully, and Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Lots of different names, but the term pit bull came from their appearance, as you might be able to guess. According to the ASPCA, most pit bulls were bred to fight. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. All dogs are bred to do something different. For example, a golden retriever was bred to be a help dog, a service dog, if you will. Poodles were meant to be lap dogs and chill around the house. Sheepdogs are meant to herd. It's in their genetics, every dog, to be born and to do something different. Pit bulls just happen to be born, and it's in their genetics to fight and to be aggressive. That is true. But that doesn't mean they can't interact with dogs. That doesn't mean that they're going to be mean towards humans. Some pit bulls were actually bred to be gentle, have affection towards others, and to be very loyal dogs. Family pets, if you will. Like I said, it's in their genetics, but they learn as puppies how to interact with other dogs and how they can play with other dogs just as nicely. I want to talk a little bit about a pit bull. His name is Hulk. Hulk right now weighs 175 pounds. That is currently the biggest pit bull that exists right now, at only 18 months old. So forgetting his size, his owners say he is the sweetest, most family-friendly dog, and is actually best friends to their 3-year-old. He's a very well-trained dog. He attacks when he needs to attack, but he's friendly and kind and service to their family, really, when he needs to be. He is a friend to all. He is massive. He is 175 pounds, but is the nicest dog according to their family and according to their neighbors and the people around them. So you might ask, why are there so many pit bull attacks then? Well, Sarah Enos, who is the founder and president of the American Pit Bull Foundation, said this, and I quote, "It's wrong to blame dog attacks on pit bulls because it's the owners who are to blame. It really boils down to being responsible owners. Any dog from any breed can be aggressive. It matters how it's treated. Pitbull owners everywhere are trying to rebrand the name Pitbull, something to sound a little bit softer and less aggressive, just so they can be treated like any other dog and lose that bad rap. I quote from another reporter from the ASPCA, "Every kind of dog is neglected and abused, and not every kind of dog responds to the neglect and abuse by killing and injuring people. Pitbulls just happen to do that, right? Lack of training and socialization, from the AVMA, they said that it is not within a pit bull's inherent characteristics to bite humans." Another myth that I want to set back is that no pit bulls do not have a locking jaw, if you've heard of that. They have a normal jaw, just like any others, and they don't necessarily have a stronger bite than any other dog. Pit bulls actually, sadly, take the number one spot for dogs that are carried to or brought to a shelter the most often. Chihuahuas and Dachshunds actually have a larger amount of aggression than pit bulls. Now, I tried to think to myself, why are pit bulls the ones that are taken to the shelter most often? It's because they attack, maybe. Maybe they attack the neighbor kid that comes along. But it really is sad because it really does boil down to how they're raised. If they're raised in a proper home, if they're raised in a family environment that loves them, that cares for them, just like any other dog, they're going to be happy and they're going to be a family pet. There's many encounters that I've had personally where I meet a dog that is not nice and that is mean. And that's because usually the family neglects them or doesn't treat them well. Did you know that 81% of dog bites cause little to no injury? So we're making a big fuss of such a little percentage of 19% of dog bites. Now, I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing when you get killed or injured by a dog bite, but 81% of those dog bites won't cause much harm. I just wanted to list off some other reasons why pit bulls are so awesome, and this is according to ABC News. We can use these dogs to protect our families and to guard our homes. Like I said, it's in their genetics to be aggressive. They're going to help us and they're going to protect us if we treat them right. They don't require a lot of grooming. They don't shed at all. They're healthy dogs. They're happy and they are great, especially with children. They are athletic and they're energetic. And something that is a surprise to a lot of people is that they love to cuddle. So did I change your mind at all? I know I gave you a lot of random facts, but as you can see, just because it's in their genetics to fight doesn't mean that's necessarily what's going to happen. It's how they're raised. Just like we as humans, we need love, we need protection, and we need a family. Pit bulls have been misunderstood their whole lives, and it's time that we treat them with the love that they deserve.